For more on the Buckeyes win over Indiana, let's bring in Mr. Buckeye. Your Buckeye Hoops guy, Tim Hall on 97.1 The Fan. I know you love this team. First off, can we talk fashion here? I mean, do you want to get into fashion right off the get-go?
Let's do it, man, because you have noticed I wore a collared shirt for this. Yeah, I stepped the game up from the hoodie that I do for the halftime reports. That's right. Thanks,
I
Dave.
like that. I like that. Okay, so the Buckeyes get this big win over Indiana. I joked around on my show last night that this featured a basketball powerhouse and the Indiana Hoosiers, which, you know, I'm sure Indiana. I'm ready to go there, Tim. This is obviously never going to be a basketball school. Let's not go there. But has Chris Holtmann got this team in the upper echelon of prestigious programs in the country?
One of the things, since I've been the host of the Buckeye Show, I have just tried to instill is that, I mean, did anyone sleep through the Thad Matta years when this team was ranked in the top 10 all the flipping time, went to a couple Final Fours, almost won a national championship? Why can it not also be a basketball school? I get it's a football school, and you're not going to change that, but it bothers me every time I see a Schottenstein Center and it's a great game and it's not to capacity. I've tried to bang the drum forever for this Buckeye basketball program, and I'll never stop doing it. And I've been a lover of Chris Holtmann since he won the job here, tracked him a little bit at Butler. This is a guy that's won a Coach of the Year honor in 3 separate conferences. This guy left a head coaching position, which isn't really done. I'd heard on a podcast recently that Thad Matta, this is ironic, right? One of the guys he sought advice from when he was looking to go back to Butler when he left Gardner-Webb, Thad Matta said, don't do it because head coaching positions don't grow on trees. But he took the initiative, wanted to go back to Indiana, got into the Big East. The stars aligned where he got that head coaching job. Here he is at Ohio State, and there isn't a more underrated or less nationally appreciated coach in America. He's starting to get it right now, though. I mean, you can't avoid it. They're number 4 in the country. So he got to get on ESPN for their game day program today, which was cool.
One thing I think that really stood out to me today, Tim, is maybe in years past, this is a game that the Buckeyes sleepwalk through. They have Michigan coming up a week from now, and maybe this is a game that they win by 4 or 6. They blew the doors off the Hoosiers. And to me, it looks like this team is playing with so much confidence. Like, they don't think number 4 in the country is a fluke right now.
No, it's not. But isn't it impressive the way that they keep defending that number? I mean, that's what's difficult. I don't know about you, Dave, but I thought the Maryland win was especially impressive because that's 6 hours after you get elevated back to being a top 5 program. And this isn't being ranked 5th early in the season, right? We've heard Chris Holtmann's responses when we get too hot and heavy over getting some key early season non-conference wins before you get grizzled by Big Ten play, right? To beat a Maryland team like that, that's unranked, but scrappy and hungry, and it was on the same night where your number went higher, that told me everything. In today's game, man, it's still Indiana. This is an Indiana team that beat Iowa twice and held Iowa in the 60s in both of those wins. We're talking about the 60s, man. So it was highly impressive. One of the top 5 more impressive wins. It wasn't the most because I thought the Wisconsin, one of the Rutgers games, but just solid, right? Offense, defense. They seemed to get the shot that they wanted all game long. They had different people, go figure, right, step up, because that's been the MO of this team. If Justin Ahrens doesn't hit 3 or 4 threes in a game, don't worry. Justice Sueing will pick up the slack. EJ will have a star-studded performance. CJ Walker, especially for me, has quietly been great coming back off the bench.
Yeah, you mentioned Justice Sueing. Today felt like a big step forward. If we want to talk about a national championship team, I think Chris Holtmann is done with this moral victory. Let's try to make it to the second weekend stuff.
Right.
If they want to win a national championship, Justice Sueing has to be a guy who does it for him, and he looked very good today.
Yeah, and he brings a lot of different things, too. I mean, he can have some lulls. We've seen him do that. There's been some inconsistent performances for Justice Sueing, but if you put it all together, if you look at his last 10 games, there has been a steady climb. Yeah, he was kind of missing in action a little bit, offensively at least, against Maryland, but you almost expect a guy like that to pick it back up. Chris Holtmann's talking about his engine and his motor, and he's that kind of player, right? He gets on the glass. He has a double-double for you. He's had plenty of those this year. He had 5 offensive rebounds. Him and Zed Key really are the hunters that go and hit the offensive glass that way. He can hit a 3. He's got a solid mid-range game. He was taking it to the basket. Whenever he gets that crease to go to the dominant hand with his left, he's going to take it. Justice Sueing, I'm with you, man. He's important. He was great today.
I think if there's a weakness in this program over the past 5 years, and I'm talking end of Thad Matta, beginning of Chris Holtmann, there have been some players in this program who didn't really want to buy in. And we've seen a lot of guys leave who weren't happy. They weren't getting minutes, weren't getting shots. And somehow, Tim, on this team, a team that's going 9 or 10 deep consistently, that doesn't seem to be an issue. It really seems like everyone on this team is content and bought in.
It's almost like you don't know which guys to give most of the credit for that. It's a collective thing, right? They are a team. Every one of these wins is a team victory. We had Dwayne Washington Jr. on the show this week. And since he was the last guy we talked to, he kind of is at the front of my mind for, man, there isn't a guy in the country that loves his teammates more than Dwayne Washington. The way he speaks about Justin and how their journey started, being in the same class together, the last guys from that 17, maybe it was the 18 class, whatever. But then you'll hear Kyle Young talk. And you're like, man, what a great teammate. That guy really, he's Captain Buckeye. He loves it here. And then you'll hear EJ talk. Like, man, that guy really loves it here. He doesn't care if he gets his points. These guys just want to win. CJ Walker, he's coming off the bench, man. That guy's a starter. He's a veteran. He doesn't care. He's going to get his minutes. He just wants to win here before he's done playing college hoops. The buy-in is at an all-time high here.
Today, the NCAA Tournament Committee announced their field of 16, their top 16 teams. Ohio State number 4. In other words, the Buckeyes would be a 1 seed right now. That is unfathomable to me 3 months ago. Do you think this Ohio State team can seal the deal and be a 1 seed in the tournament?
Well, I want to give him my one piece of motivation here, because I don't think anyone just wants to be told how great they are and that the work isn't going to be there. I'm going to slide them to a 2, okay? And it's just because they've already built up so much for me. And I had this team hovering around a 5th place team this year. I wasn't thinking they'd be 8, 9, or 10 like some had them, but I thought around 5 would be fair, knowing that EJ Liddell was a big backer of EJ, that he was going to take a huge jump this year, and he is. But it's just some of these other guys like Justin Ahrens coming alive and being this kind of complete player and the triple threat guy that he is. Justice Sueing doing what he's doing, even though you knew he'd give you something, but to this level this late in the year. The games that are coming up, there's 5 games. You could easily believe Ohio State wins them all because they're the number 4 team in the country, but it's just so hard. You got to be locked in for all of these. I think 3-2 down the stretch would be fantastic. That would put these guys at what, 20-6 in this conference this year. It's outstanding. I love, too, how they have a show now, Copycat TV, right, where the college football does this. Oh, if the tournament started today, well, it doesn't start today. We could all be so lucky to be Gonzaga and just have the yellow brick road to the 1 seed. We got to go play Penn State on the road, the number 3 team in the country, Michigan State on the road, and then Iowa and Illinois. Yeah, have fun with that, keeping your 1 seed.
Well, the one game in there is that Michigan game. It's going to be so fun to see an Ohio State-Michigan game where both teams are in the top 5 in basketball. But you mentioned the Big Ten. 7 ranked teams. Michigan is the big fish right now. What do you think about the Buckeyes' chances against the Wolverines?
Boy, Juwan Howard, really, he must be a big reason why everybody is like scribbling on their notepad, like who is the player that we can move right to a head coaching position, right? Someone that's just finished playing, dribbling the basketball. Let's make him a head coach, because Juwan Howard is doing a fantastic job. As good as John Beilein was, there had to be a drop-off, right? With what he did to Michigan basketball, and no, not at all. They're blowing me away, man. Yeah, they're much like Ohio State, don't you think? When you look up and down their roster, you said, okay, they could be good, but they're probably going to take some lumps this year with all of the guys that they lost. And then this Hunter Dickinson freshman comes in. Dude's been training with Luka Garza out in D.C. They're both from the area. You see how that goes. This game, though, I mean, obviously Ohio State can beat them. I expect Ohio State to beat them. That game's going to be at the Shot. This will be epic, man. I know we all think, and it is, like nothing's the same as the Ohio State-Michigan football rivalry, but this is fun that both of these programs are in this spot right now. I cannot wait.